And we use this phrase. And it's good because here's the truth. I'm going to go ahead and give you the answer, the last lesson, the ultimate lesson, then we're going to talk for just a couple more minutes. But following Jesus doesn't mean doing the rituals and doing the doctrines. Following Jesus means simply this: following Jesus. Following Jesus. And you do religion and you can miss your need that I'm really hungry. You can do religion and you can miss your spiritual hunger, your spiritual need. You can do religion and you can also somehow get yourselves deluded into completely missing the boat on Jesus. I'm a pastor, for crying out loud. I prepare sermons every single week. I study the Bible every single week. Sometimes I write blog entries on Bible passages that I've read. But do you know I can go for months. I can go for weeks at a time, a month, almost 2 months. I don't know if it's 2, maybe 3. I don't know. But I can go for weeks, maybe months at a time without reading the Bible for me. Without picking it up and saying, God, I want to know you just because I want to know you. I want to know you just to learn more about who you are and who you've called me to be. It can be a long time before I sit down there and do the relationship thing because I get so distracted by the other kinds of stuff, the religious kind of stuff, the doing the right thing kind of stuff. And you know what that does? That means I completely sometimes just forget about Jesus. And in this passage here, Jesus is not talking about some individual little tiny Christian with a little tiny heart and a little tiny door at that heart. And Jesus is knocking on that door. No, that's not what it's talking about. This passage is Jesus writing to a church. And he says to the church, here I am, outside, and I'm knocking. Why is Jesus outside? Why isn't anyone hearing him? Why isn't anyone answering the door? I can just picture it in my mind. I can hear Jesus sort of going through this thing, and you can get the emotion in his voice too when he says that he's just become sick of all this stuff. You can kind of hear it. You can picture it in his mind. He's out there and he's knocking, and he says, you know, I've seen your deeds, and I know Laodicea. I know this whole area. I know this city, and I know there are people in this city who are spiritually wounded. They're dead. They have no life in them. And they need some healing. And you completely missed the boat. You've forgotten them. You've forgotten about me. And it makes me sick. When then Jesus would say, and I know the city. I know there are people out in this city who have been to the pagan festivals. And they've been to all these different kind of religious things. And they've been hurt and wounded by former religious kinds of stuff. There's some people from other cities who got wounded in the synagogues when the Jews kicked them out. And now they've showed up on your doorstep. There are wounded and hurting people, religiously wounded and hurting people, and they need some refreshment. And you're doing nothing. It makes me sick. There's some people in your church, in your fellowship, who are doing the right rituals, they're believing the right doctrines, but they don't have a relationship with me, and it makes me sick. And there's some people there right now, today, in your congregation, who just simply don't believe at all. But they're going through the motions like everybody else, and it makes me sick. I can hear Jesus say, I'm done. I'm sick and tired of it. It's over. I'm about this close to just kicking you out. Keeps on. He's not giving up. And all it takes is for someone to say, I'll let you in. I'll open the door to you. I'll let you do your thing here. Jesus says, I'll come in. I'll eat with you. We'll talk. We'll share stories. We'll laugh together. I'll tell you secrets of the deep things that God wired into this world. Things that you don't know, things that you can't really understand. And your life is going to be filled and you're going to have joy unspeakable if you just open the door.